Please start. Please start.
Yes, sir. Can you please start the share the screen once more? I was on the sixth slide, I suppose.
Yes. Can you see my screen?
Not yet, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, now it has started.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on this one, sir. Okay, shall I start, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome back once more. So these are the technical glitches. I'm sure you will be forgiving me. I was on the previous slide. So I was just trying to explain to all the journey of viral marketing success stories. I was telling about an Indian advertising campaign, Domino's Maa Nahi Bhoolti, where Maa Nahi Bhoolti basically stands for a mother doesn't forget. So this advertisement of Domino's Pizza, it was posted on YouTube and it received 1.2 million views in just a period of 5 months. Just imagine, this is the normal advertisement they put on their television and they are just making a Facebook channel of their own, a page of their own. They are loading it there and it receives 1.2 million views. We also had another advertisement of washing powder Ariel. The name of the ad was Share the Load campaign. It was posted to Facebook and received 1.5 million views and shares in Facebook. So this is the extent of viral marketing, how this marketing activities move over the internet at electronic speed without incurring a single penny of the company. I would like to come to the conclusion, the last slide of my presentation. The next slide, please, sir. The roots of the concept of viral marketing can be traced back to 1989 with CC User magazine. With the growth of digital advertising, viral marketing has gradually evolved as one of the most effective mode of advertising. The viewer base of most of the selected viral marketing advertising campaigns, which I have studied from India and worldwide, have views ranging from lakhs to millions. And people also have shared advertisements in huge number, thereby making the viral. Thus, the final conclusion, it may be concluded that the advertisers, in addition to the traditional advertising methods, are now actively engaged in advertising over digital media like Facebook, Instagram pages, and YouTube channels in order to reap the benefits of viral marketing. Thanks a lot for a patient hearing. Thank you all. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Saha. Just to supplement him, he had a very good empirical work, but he is in a big trouble. His mother is very ill. He has already taken the appointment of today from Apollo Kolkata. So I am just to supplement him. He is not able to present it because of his mother's health. So thank you, Kollal, again for your very good presentation.
Thank you so much, sir, for understanding. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So if you want to leave, can leave also. No problem.
It's okay. I'll stay for another 5-10 minutes. Thank you so much.
There are other 2-3 presenters are there. The next presenter, I think, Mr. Pritam Dhara, and he will speak on his on students' involvement in academic and creative activities during COVID-19 lockdown period. So, Mr. Pritam Dhara, please proceed.
Let me share the screen. Yes, sir. I think it is clearly visible, sir.
It is okay. Yeah.
A very good afternoon to respected Chancellor, sir, respected Vice Chancellor, sir, respected Professor Sandeep Poddar, sir, and respected Professor Ghosh, sir. With the permission of the chairpersons and Dr. Pranam Dhar, sir, I would like to start my presentations. The presentation of my topic is a study on students' involvement in academic and creative activities during the lockdown period. The paper has been written under the supervision and guidance of Dr. Pranam Dhar, sir, former head and chairperson, Department of Commerce and Management, West Bengal State University, West Bengal, India. Coming to the introduction part, the outbreak of the pandemic COVID-19 situation has not only laid its impact in the health deterioration, but also paralyzed the economic identity of the continents. People are threatened by the biological disaster and the rapidly paving ways for the recovery. Impact is not only on individuals' bread and butter, but a strong knock can also be felt on the education sector as well. Education was also on a deep verge towards back foot as the interactivity between the teachers and students was put on hold due to lockdown. Sooner, online method of taking classes were put to use through digital interactive platforms to prevent the students from backdrop. In this research paper, we tried to highlight the students' participation in the academic and other creative activities and tried to show the efficacy of online method of classes to make the students learn. Being an undergraduate level teacher of a college, my sample size is limited to the undergraduate level students where their participation in academic, creative, and social activities is highlighted. My objectives of the study is to analyze the perception of students regarding online method of class over traditional chalk and talk method using attitude measurement scale, to assess the uniformity of class prior to pre-lockdown and post-lockdown period using Pearson rank correlation test. Methodology. For the primary data, for the collection of data, a structured questionnaire is prepared to conduct on-field research. A total of 298 undergraduate students were taken irrespective of their age groups, subject streams, etc., with response rate being 100% and response error being 0%. Factor analysis is conducted to analyze the perception of students regarding online method of class over traditional chalk and talk method. Pearson rank test is conducted in order to assess the uniformity of classes. Descriptive statistics is used to find out the proportion of other creative activities and usage of interactive platform. Statistical software SPSS 26 has been used. Key findings through analysis. Reliability test. Cronspec alpha based on standardized item found at 0.823 with little bit variance of 0.038. For validity test, Turkish test of non-additivity was found to be significant, signifying that there is no replicated value in the dataset. Hotline's T-squared test for interclass correlation was also found to be significant. For test of normality, one sample case test was found to be 0.000, implying significant. Kyer-Meyer-Olkin measures of sampling adequacy found to be 0.708, which is greater than 0.70, indicating that the dataset follow normal distribution, and Bartlett test of sphericity found to be less than 0.001. Then, an exploratory factor analysis using principal component analysis by Vadimas rotation produced the dimension reduction. Out of my 12 variables merged into 4 exploratory factors showed eigenvalue greater than 1. The 4 exploratory factors are: online classes leads to reduction in time, cost, and helps to choose varied careers as well as documentation. Next, subject can be made better understood through pictorials and student can be made exam ready. Number 3, continuation of learning along with job. Number 4, easier access to teachers, overcoming physical interaction barrier. The Pearson rank correlation found to be minus 0.89, stating that there is a strong negative correlation between the frequency of usual class timetable and specific timetable followed during the lockdown period. Coming to my conclusion part, from the Pearson rank correlation test, it is found that there is no significance between the number of classes taken during the usual timetable and the timetable made during the lockdown stage. The number of classes taken now is far less than the usual. That may be due to lack of proper hardware support, improper network connection, inability of students, handling software not with ease, etc. Where 48% are found dissatisfied with the online classes, 51% found satisfied, and 1% found partly satisfied. Among the dissatisfier, 32% faced the improper network connection and connectivity issue. 24% faced to indigest the new method of teaching. 8% faced the problem of proper hardware support. Factor analysis has been done to measure the acceptability of online classes by the students, where 12 variables are merged into 4 factors, which explains about 90% of the total variance. Among the respondents, the highest of 62% participates in Zoom interactive platform because of easy way of connectivity for both teachers and students, as they can operate from the cell phone, and only 32% students connect to the platform developed by the institution, which may be due to less cost effectiveness, time-consuming procedure, etc. But now the percentage is gradually increasing. 30% of the respondents strongly agrees to the fact that particular topic is better understood in online classes due to pictorial representations, graphs, etc. And 12% disagrees the fact. Majority prefer to stay neutral about the question of being exam ready through online classes. whereas 44% strongly believes to the fact that online learning is the future of learning. Now, coming to the other activities, during the COVID-19 lockdown period, out of 52% female respondents, 38% are engaged in learning cooking, 28% are learning canvas painting, and others have showed their interest in gardening. Majority of the male respondents are found preparing for competitive and other entrance exams from YouTube and Unacademy, which brings out the fact that 62% of the total respondents uses social networking sites around more than 9 hours in a day, 21% uses around 6 to 8 hours a day, and around 17% respondent usage is below 5 hours. Thus, concluding that majority of the usage of YouTube and Unacademy is around 86%, and rest being WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, etc. From this, it can be concluded that students have not made themselves confined to the general degree course, but also started preparing for government and other entrance exams. Apart from education, 48% are also engaged in community services, in which 32% are self-contributors, 20% seek local municipal support, and rest are divided among NSS, NCCs, and NGOs. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
Pritam, for your very good presentation.
Very good presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Questions for
Thank you very much.
anybody? Or otherwise, we can go to the next speaker.
Let me tell you, Pritam is only 23 years of age, and this is his first international presentation. Thank you, Pritam.
Thank you very much, sir. The project would have been complete without your support, sir.
Supposed to come here, but for COVID, we have to do online.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Next time, sure, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Best of
Thank
luck.
you. Thank you.
And now
Thank you, sir.
I will call our next speaker, a study on GST and its impact on pre and post COVID-19 pandemic in India by Bishnupada Das and Dr. Pranam Dhar. So Mr. Bishnupada Das is one of the lecturer in one of the college. So Mr. Vishnu is here. Please unmute yourself. Hello. I think the net not yet ready. So we first go for another speaker, then we come back to Vishnu. Vishnu, if you ready, then you after this speaker you can speak. So I like to call next speaker, Dr.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. You on? Okay.
Bishnupada Das, are you here?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
On
sir.
already.
Please come on video.
Yes, sir.
You share your screen and start presenting.
Yes, sir.
If you are not able to share screen, then request Dr. Poddar, sir.
No, already done.
Yes, sir. Can I send?
Okay. Yes, you can see your screen. You share your slide and start.
You just minimize it, go to your desktop and find the file where you have kept.
Close,
You
you
open
can
it.
close also. This screen you can close.
Minimize.
Minimize it. Your
Yes,
desktop
minimize.
will-
Yes.
Now you can go into the PowerPoint.
Yes. Now.
Double click. Yes.
It's opening, sir.
Yes, opening.
Yes.
No issue. So you just make F5 and make full screen. I already learned from Dr. Ali.
Maximize.
Yes. You maximize it and press F5.
F5. Yes.
Then press F5.
F5 in your keyboard. Yes.
Yes, fine.
Is it visible, sir?
Yes, please start.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Firstly, I'm telling with the permission of the Honorable Chairperson and my research guide, Dr. Professor Punamdhar sir, and I'm going to start my presentation. This is Vishnu Padodash, Assistant Professor in Commerce, East Calcutta Girls College. And I also thank to Chairperson Ali Amin sir and others,
Thank you.
and also Sandeep Pandar sir.
Right.
Here is my topic, a study on GST and its impact on pre and post COVID-19 pandemic in India. Objective of the study. Number one, to study the goals, objective of GST, features of GST, and utilization of ITC, that is input tax credit, to understand how GST will work in India and GST mechanism, how will it be used for the implementation of GST. Number three, how will imports be taxed under GST. Number four, what are the major features of proposed major features of the registration procedure, return filing procedure, and payment procedures under GST. Number five, to know the benefit and challenges of GST on Indian economy in GDP, employability, savings, investment, etc. Number six, to study the impact of GST influence in our economy, that is Indian economy, to compare existing tax structure and GST structure and how it affects various stakeholders. And lastly, number eight, impact of GST in pre and post COVID-19 pandemic in Indian economy. That is my research methodology. Sorry. Here is my research methodology. Being an explanatory research is based on the both primary and secondary data. Primary data were collected through structured questionnaire from the residents of India based on convenience sampling, and secondary data were collected from the various books, national and international journals, government reports, articles, newspapers and magazine publication from the various websites which focused on various aspects of goods and service tax and also COVID-19 pandemic situation in India. Considering the objective of study, explanatory type of research design is adapted to have more accuracy and ingenious and analysis research study among the popular research tools, descriptive statistics and exploratory factor analysis, that is EFA technique was adopted for the study. There is some findings. First, I test reliability test. For the reliability test, the convex alpha based on the standardized item found at 0.912, which proves that reliability of the questionnaire. Next is validity test. Tukey's test of nonadity was also found significant, and there is no replicate values in the dataset. For the test of normality, one sample Gromolov test, convenience sampling was adopted as a method of sampling, but the dataset followed the normal distribution. For exploratory factor analysis, for the factor analysis, I have used principle of component analysis with 4 components consisting of 10 variables and also Harmonics rotation method, and finally they were extracted into 4 factors which explain near about 63.731% of the total variance. Finally, there is conclusion. Implementation of comprehensive GST would be the ultimate finale of the physical reforms process in India, which was remarked upon a decade ago. Once implemented, it will be accelerate economic growth and take India to a commanding position in the world economy, and the GST will have positive impact on all stakeholders, increase GDP growth by 1.4%, 1.6% 10%. Number 2, increase tax GDP ratio up to 2%. Reduce overall cost injurious to manufactured goods by 10%, leading to reduction in the price of manufacturing goods. And number 4, significantly reduce tax compliance and administration costs due to simple uniform structure. Number 5, provide horizontal equity and national and business equity level. Number 6, this will be a win-to-win situation for the stakeholders and for the country as a whole. And for the further information, I would like to share information that last quarter of the month, Government of West Bengal collected maximum of the GST in other states. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishnu, for your very good presentation.
Thank you so much, sir.
Although organization was not so clear, could have organized better, but still the presentation is good.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Any question from anybody?
You stop sharing.
Yes, sir.
Anybody, any question? Otherwise, we go to the final speaker of today's conference. Dr.
I
Esha
see one question to Pritam from Jafar Khan of Bangladesh. During lockdown, in true sense, how is possible to hold the students' concentration in their study, whether in conventional classroom, even sometimes controlling stands as key factor of a teacher? I really couldn't get the question, but it is a question to Pritam Dhara. I am his co-author. So concentration is everywhere needed, whether it is physical or it is virtual classroom. And that concentration is created by the motivation, in a sense, to be created by the teacher. That is the very much needed for concentration and motivation. Empathy is very much needed from a teacher. Different non-conventional methods could be used as the teaching tool to motivate the students more and more. And he, I think, teaches in a lady college, girls college. So girls are, we think, this is my opinion, of course, the girls are more demographically serious than the boys. I don't know why it is. Suchetana is also there, she will answer.
Yes,
but
we can see.
Girls are more motivated towards taking things seriously. So motivation is not a problem for them at all. So this is my humble submission as a co-author of Pritam. Sorry, Professor Amin.
Yes, sir. No, sir, please.
Sir.
No, sir.
Honorable Chairperson, sir, please take this as the answer of the audience.
Yes, thank you,
and
sir.
Dr. Poddar, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
You rightly told that girls are more serious. We can see that today morning we see our keynote speaker, how she
Very serious.
Very serious worker.
Very enriching session.
We can see our student, Dr. Ms. Suchetana, from morning still attentive. Now we'll call Dr. Esha Jain. She also very good faculty member, having patent of her own also. Dr. Esha, please. Dr. Esha.
Good afternoon to all of you.
Yes. Please share your screen, madam.
I hope it's visible.
Yes, madam.
Very much visible. Very much visible.
F5.
Yeah.
F5 full screen.
Yes, yes. So
Yes,
my
thank
topic presentation is impact of COVID-19 on stock prices and growth expectations. As we all know that it's an infectious disease spread all over the world and is affecting humans both medically and financially. So this virus is having huge impacts on the financial markets of different nations, and all nations are dealing with them in their manner. So this study aimed to analyze these two objectives majorly. First one is to analyze the impact of corona pandemic on the global markets, keeping in focusing the Indian markets, Indian stock markets. And the second main objective is to study the growth expectations of the investors. For this particular study, I have reviewed around 40 plus papers, out of which 19 articles were properly related to the concerned studies. So to achieve these desired objectives, this is the research methodology I have followed. The study is both qualitative and quantitative in nature. Both qualitative and quantitative aspects are there, because in this study, two aspects have been taken into consideration. First aspect is all about the what is the impact of COVID-19 on Indian stock market, and second main aspect in this study is to check the growth expectations from the point of view of the investor. So basically, the study tries to catch up the sentimental analysis of the investors also. The research design is exploratory, and the scaling technique used in questionnaire to check the growth expectations is 5-point Likert scale. And the sample size was 196 respondents at 5% level of significance and 7% margin of error using the stratified probability sampling technique. So to collect the sample size, the companies were divided into the different strata, like different industries in Nifty 50, and one company from each industry in Nifty 50 based on their market capitalization. Target respondents were the potential and current investors investing in the Indian stock market, and the time period for the collection of the data was 18th January 2020 to 18th May 2020. So this is all about the impact of COVID-19 on the Indian economy. Outbreak of pandemic all over the world has disturbed the political, social, economic, religious, and financial structures all over the world. World's topmost economies such as the US, China, Germany, UK, Italy, and Japan, along with many others, are at the verge of collapse. Other than stock markets around the world have smashed, and oil costs have fallen off a cliff. In fair, a week 3.3 million Americans got to be unemployed, and a week afterward, another 6.6 million individuals began looking for occupations. Alongside this, numerous financial and monetary specialists have cautioned almost the worsening condition of the financial recuperation from this deadly infection, as it is very conceivable by 2021, since on the off chance that has cleared out serious impacts on the worldwide economy, and it is goes that these impacts might increment as more time passes without the revelation of the antibody for the disease. So also, as the COVID-19 as of now gotten to be a reason for closing the numerous businesses and closure of grocery stores, which appear purged these days. Therefore, many economists are afraid and have predicted that the pandemic could lead to inflation, and some statistics to support the above statements are given here. First one is loss in global business travel revenue due to COVID-19. It's minus 810.7 billion US dollars. Then global change in flight frequency, specifically in the month of April 2020, it is minus 66%. Then crude oil prices in USA for the first time in history fell below $0. Europe stock index fell by 23.8% in March. Japan stock exchange index fell by 19.4% in March. Germany stock index fell by 26.4% in March. And the quarter-on-quarter growth of India could fall by 9.3% in April to June 2020. So now we are focusing on the exact impact on the stock market using the data. So this was the data from 18th May, 18th and 19th January was Saturday and Sunday. That's why the data can be seen from 20th January. It's a weekly data taken from the website of National Stock Exchange of India. And these are the companies that I have taken one company from each industry based on their market capitalization, so that company in that particular segment, in that particular industry, having more or the highest market capitalization have been taken into consideration. So these are the companies like Tata Motors, Ultra Cement, ITC, HUL, BPCL, L&T, UPL, SBI, Wipro, G Entertainment, Vedanta, and so on. So these are the companies taken into consideration. Now, from this table, we can very clearly notice the impact of coronavirus pandemic on the stock market. Every sector has seen a downward trend except for the pharmaceutical sector. Most of these sectors have shown a downfall because the lockdown, major factories were shut down, which led to zero revenues, and at the same time they were incurring their fixed costs. So this has led to a decrease in its profits, and investors' interest in these sectors has also decreased in the short term. Pharmaceutical sector has seen this upward trend because of the increase in demand of medicines, along with an increase of investor interest in pharma stocks, as pharma companies are the only one which will benefit or which benefited the most from this pandemic, and they are the only ones who can get us off out of this. So this is the chart based on this analysis. These are the stock price movements for different countries, which we have taken here as a sample size. Then the next part of the paper is to study the growth expectations of the investors. So that's the correlation coefficients for all the parameters. So the parameters are volatility in the market, to check what investors are thinking about the volatility in the current as well as in future scenario. Then the COVID-19 impact, abnormal fluctuations, soon recovery of market, best time to invest, wait for stability to invest, profitable for some industries, and sufficient measures by the RBI. The main research gap I can show with the help of this table is that number of studies I have gone through while doing research on this particular topic, and I have found various parameters, but these are the main parameters which investors really were taken into consideration. The last parameter, that is sufficient measures by the RBI. This is the research gap, because none of these studies I have gone through have talked about the measures taken by the RBI. So this is the major research gap for this particular study. This is the new contribution or the new parameter. So these are the correlation coefficients. So the findings based on this table of correlation coefficient is, first one is volatility in market and impact of COVID-19 is 0.14. Now the correlation between these variables is positive, which shows that the respondents believe that there is a positive relationship between the volatility of the market and coronavirus. And there has been a great volatility in the market due to the fear among individuals related to the virus, and also because of the lockdown implemented by the government, which led to shutting down of almost all industries and making the economy of the country weak. Second is abnormal fluctuations in the market with respect to COVID-19 is 0.23. This shows that the respondents believe the fluctuations in the market now are because of COVID-19, and there has been incredible instability within the securities market due to the fear among people related to the virus. Additionally, since the lockdown executed by the government, which was driven to closing down nearly all businesses and making the economy of the nation powerless. Instant recovery of the market with COVID-19 shows 0.20. Hence, people believe that after this pandemic situation has been properly handled, the markets will recover. This belt of the investors in the market is because the industries will soon open as the lockdown is opened up, and hence once again starting of all commercial and economical activities in the nation. Best time to invest in the market and COVID-19 is 0.08. It is positive but very close to zero, which shows that some respondents do feel this is a good chance to invest in the market, but largely investors believe that they should wait as there are high chances of losses in this volatile market. Then next parameter was wait for stability to invest with COVID-19, which shows 0.24. It is greater than the correlation coefficient between the best time to invest at current prices and COVID-19. And it shows that investors are waiting for the markets to recover and this high volatility to decrease so that they can invest at that time. Many investors are waiting for the vaccine to this problem to be discovered, then they would invest. Profitability of some industries shows 0.23 with COVID-19. This positive correlation shows that investors believe that some industries, majorly pharmaceuticals and fast-moving consumer goods industries, will be able to profit due to this pandemic condition. This is a medical emergency and only pharmaceutical companies can help in this situation. Along with that, FMCG industries are in focus because of the fact that there is a spike in the demand of these products as people are hoarding food products in fear of unavailability. Then sufficient measures by RBI with COVID-19 shows 0.23. It is positive and it shows that investors are satisfied with the measures taken by the RBI and the government of India, and they believe that measures are sufficient to combat the virus as of now, and there might be a need for more such packages and policies shortly if the situation is not under control. Then sufficient measures by RBI with market volatility shows minus 0.04. It shows negative correlation and it reflects that even though investors believe that the measures taken by RBI and the government of India are sufficient in handling the pandemic situation, they are not sufficient economically. They believe that some policies and packages need to be released to make the market return to a normal situation. Last finding was based on sufficient measures by RBI and profitability of some business, which shows 0.30, which is positive and reflects that investors believe that the policies and decisions made by the RBI and government of India will help some businesses. This belief is there in the minds of the investors because some industries have been allowed to operate during the lockdown, and the industries which have been allowed to operate are either pharmaceutical industries or essential goods producing industries. So based on this finding, the suggestion that the government should try to minimize the duration of the lockdown, which they have already started implementing with all the preventive measures so that the economic activities starts. Then people should completely support the preventive measures and try to minimize their outings even after the lockdown is over, even in this current situation. And the companies need to find out new and innovative ways to sell their products after the lockdown, after this situation is over, as people will try their best to spend as less as they can because of less financial assistance. So based on this study, it is concluded that the coronavirus has had a huge impact on the global stock markets, including India. And it was found that the markets have made huge dips and the virus will continue to have an impact on the economic activities all over India due to the lockdown implemented by the government. But after the vaccine for this respiratory disease has been made, things will return to normal at a fast pace and the markets, like always, will touch new heights. It is also concluded here that the investors have high hopes from the market that it will recover soon, and hence investors are following two different policies, which either invest now at lower prices for higher returns in the long term or wait for the market volatility to settle down and then invest at a safer time. So this is all about my research work. Thank you so much. If anyone is having any query, then most welcome.
Any questions from floor?
Ma'am. Very good paper, ma'am. Excellent paper.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, so I think if there is no question, we can go for our closing. And
Please stop sharing first.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks for providing me the opportunity. Special thanks to Professor Sandeep Poddar to let me know about this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. And thank you. I think we are now going to close. So we are going to start the valedictory session. I would like to call Professor Satish Oja. Sir, Satish sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
He is from the very morning. He is here with us,
Yes.
observing everything silently. So,
Yes.
he is one of the most senior faculty member of Lincoln University College, previously associated with Tribhuvan University, Nepal. He is looking after our Nepal, all the Nepal's PhD scholars. He is the director there. So, thank you, Prof, to be with us from the morning. We can see you silently. You are there. So now I would like to call also Dr. Ghosh is here, and Dr. Ali, thank you for chairing the session.
Thank you so much.
And
And most welcome for our icon, Prof. Satish Oja. This is our reference, and always he's silent.
Thank
and
you,
he
thank you,
do
thank
a
you,
lot.
thank you, thank
He
you.
do a
Let
lot
me share
silently.
my experience before valedictory. I am a 48-year-old student. My experience with this conference is so good. Empathy is being seen from all the learned authorities of Lincoln University College. And
Next.
the discipline is rigorously maintained by the participants. So hats off to all of them. And this is in real sense is a very good experience of international conference. And let me tell you frankly, to Dr. Poddar specifically, at least my 50,000 rupees INR were saved. I experienced this from my home itself. So that is also a great benefit to me, including the book, including the publication, including the presentation, everything was there. Thank you so much. This is a participant's perception. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
you,
thank
Dr.
you.
Pranam.
Thank you.
But Dr. Pranam, you are not participant, you are part of us.
Yes, sir,
Yes.
yes, he is part of us from the morning. He is there, and already
Yes,
another
yes.
conference running. So he has to go out to attend that conference in between.
And I must also admit the patience of Professor Ali Amin. So taking
Yes.
so much of papers as chairperson silently is not so easy.
Without
So
lunch.
hats off to him also. Thank you, sir.
Without taking lunch.
Without
Yeah,
taking
Dr.
lunch.
Osama.
Thank you so much.
So I would like to share two things for this session. First, one, our token of certificate for chairing the session to Dr. Osama. We cannot give it physically, so we are giving it by this way. And also to Dr. Ali. I think Dr. Ali is one. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, no, not this one. So
Thank you so much.
thank you, Dr. Ali. And
Yes,
Dr.
thank you
Osama,
so much.
big claps to all of you. And I will give Dr. Ghosh and all others participant also slowly. Cannot possible by this time. I will give within 7 days to all of you. And I should, I think, Dr. Ali, you want to announce the best paper session to the awardees, or I
Yes.
tell the names?
Yes. No.
Or you want?
Yes. Yeah. I will ask Dr. Osama to announce this one. You can.
Yes.
Dr. Osama. Yeah. 1 minute.
Everybody presented very nice and very good research work. They are all very good researcher, and we are all talking. Pranam sir and what we call all the plenary speaker. All of us is talking about the overall our idea, not about our thorough research work. And they are all research workers, so they have presented their idea and thoughts, which is completing their PhD or other research work area. So
yes,
Dr. Osama is around.
Yeah. After discussing with Dr. Osama, now he will announce what the best paper for the today conference.
Yes, he also sent it to me. Yes, Dr. Osama, please.
Okay, I'll announce number one, and there are, I think, 5 of them. Maybe I'll announce 1 or 2, and Dr. Ali also will announce the others. Okay.
No, you can all of it. All, yeah.
No,
okay.
We clap.
Okay, it's not in order. The best, we have 5 names here. Okay. It's not in order. All of them are the good presenter and the topic.
Yeah, four, Doctor. Doctor, now confirm 4. Yeah, that's one. 4 of them, yes.
We have the paper by Nguyen Hong Mai, Factor Affecting Young Consumer Green Purchasing Intention Toward Green Product in Ho Chi Minh City.
Oh, Van Lang University. Actually, Miss Mai, I would like to say, she came to Lincoln in 2005 and make MOU with Van Lang University. That time she was the in charge of collaboration of Van Lang University. So great work, and now she shifted to our means PhD, etc. Not doing any official work as such for collaboration. Thank you, Miss Mai. Yes, Dr. Osama, very nice.
Yes,
that one. And
we have another good presenter and good paper by Sushitana Day, preventing measure of building immunity for the pandemic COVID-19 through Harvard. Thank you for your presentation. It was one of the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
and thanks to his guide also.
Thank you, Suchetana.
Thank
Well
you,
done.
sir.
But very sincere, of course.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr.
Okay.
Poddar.
You are
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Also, we have another good presenter and paper. It's by Isha Jain, Impact of COVID-19 on Stock Price and Growth Expectation.
Very good paper.
Thank you. Very good paper.
Congrats.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I seriously want to say this is my first presentation after my marriage, so definitely it will be a proud moment for the entire family.
Great presentation. Great presentation.
Well presented, yes.
Thank you so much. It's only 5 days back I got married, and this will be a proud moment for both of the families. Thank you so much.
Great.
That's been both vacancy. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Lockdown marriage.
Double congratulations. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, another presenter, another good presenter and paper. It was by Kalol Saha, a viral marketing evolution and journey.
Great.
Yes.
And
nice.
now he is in Apollo Hospital Doctor's Clinic. From Doctor's Clinic, he presented the paper.
Oh.
He was,
okay.
I was not supposed to tell it, but he is in the doctor's chamber. He took 5 minutes from the doctor and presented it.
Yeah, it was a good.
Mother is very ill.
Good challenge.
Okay.
Thank you, Kallol. Thank you so much.
Okay. Dr. Sandeep, is there anyone else?
Yes, I think you have given another name. Bidhan is there? Bidhan Koito. It is inside. But actually, he has not finished on time. That is, I have to tell. But
he has one of the criteria that he's not.
He is talking about perception of stakeholders on CSR practice and select banks in Kolkata, West Bengal. He also presented his paper is very good, nicely. And but
yeah, that's been totally now come 5 years.
Otherwise, very good paper.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Congrats to Bidhan also.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations to all the presenter and participant. All of you are good, and I hope you all the best.
Yes.
Microphone with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we also experienced a different thing. Somebody married soon, somebody having been in nursing home, but everybody is serious academically. Be it a physical platform, be it virtual platform. So hats off to the researchers. Hats off to Lincoln University.
Yes.
Every year it's for the researchers.
Actually, sir,
my regards and gratitude for all of them.
You have attended 2 of our conference, I think, with all of your scholars, Defined Time.
Yes.
And also, many of you have visited Lincoln. But this open paper session, we have so many papers, and everybody have presented very nicely on their capacity. Somebody have started their research work very newly in Nepal, etc. But they have presented with their courage. So that we want that you come forward and present your paper, and don't hesitate. And you have to come up. Professor Satish, you want to tell something, class, first?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Professor Satish, sir.
Okay, I am very happy to be here with you and all my family members, and with the respected professors, colleagues, and researchers. Very nice. I am feeling the whole day I remained here listening your papers. Every papers were fantastic. Especially I want to remember the instruction of Vice Chancellor, sir. He told the conference should not be confined to publishing paper only, but it should go beyond publishing paper and see the matters of the society, extraordinary society, and entrepreneurs should take challenge. This way he talked it. It was marvelous. And Professor Ghosh instructed us, told us that the COVID is changing our digital exercises, and the coming days are not easy. We have to accept the challenge and go ahead. Similarly, another paper I found very interesting. The paper was research, innovation, and there the method of research, innovation, enterprises, all the process were the professor, madam, gave so nicely. Actually, such a fantastic paper in my life, I received 1 or 2 times. That's why, very nice paper. Similarly, all the members who are now prized also, all the members who got mentioned did their work on what will happen after COVID-19. What will be the situation? What will be the situation in stock price? What will be the situation in education sector and what is happening there? This way they explain the current reality so nicely. Actually, Lincoln University, after receiving their full paper, will be enhanced in the ideas. So all the papers were extraordinarily written. I have no that right to judge each and every paper. I only can say few were extraordinarily good and other were very good. So I congratulate all the paper writers and the organizing committee and everyone. This is my
Thank you.
what I feel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Satish. Actually, Prof. Satish traveled Spain on every country with his team to present paper for conferences, international conferences. So he has a huge experience of different international conference and guiding of students so many years. And I think Dr. Vijay Pitadia also here. Sir, you want to tell something? I think Dr. Jabanarani also here. Madam was there in last conference. I think Dr. Pranam can remember. She was presenting GI Acts, etc. Yes. Jabanarani, Madam also here. Anything you want to say, Madam? Dr. Ghosh, please.
Okay. From the bottom of my heart, first of all, heartfelt thanks to all participants. And we never thought that we'll come up to an excellent platform like this. Very, very interesting, very colorful, very methodical, very structured presentations. And we managed to do it in a very professional manner. And I'm very, very proud of everyone, including all the organizers, especially to Dr. Poddar and my team. Secondly, COVID-19 is something that we never anticipated, but it has arrived, and also it has changed the way we look at ourselves, including the way the businesses are conducted. Things are not going to be easy. New norms in the society will be completely different from the way we used to do our normal things. Is part of how long this will stay, we don't know. How the businesses will be conducted, but around ourselves, we are finding big brands and they're closing down stores. We are finding lots and lots of big airlines, they're collapsing or they're sending their planes somewhere else, like Singapore Airlines sending most of their planes to a desert in Australia. Whoever thought that things will happen like this? Economies are shaking all around us. We're hearing only negative things, but trust me, from negatives, how do we turn these negatives to positive? That's what the challenges are. And I believe during all the sessions today, we discussed, and in order to find out how to take the next steps forward. Secondly, how to steer this whole thing towards a nice future. When things are happening, obviously we are all stressed, we are all tense, and we are not sure what is going on. But there's always a silver lining. I find in our digital platforms, things are selling that we are not selling before, such as fresh vegetables are available. Straight away, they are delivered to your doorstep within half an hour, 45 minutes, unthinkable. Right now, I'm buying things from online. I'm not able to touch, feel, or sense, but maybe sooner or later, maybe within a few months, they will arrive, or the time will arrive when I'll be able to, smell a perfume or touch a garment before I buy. So there are things that we were not used to. Most of us were traditional or conventional in nature. However, with the changing times, we'll be changing ourselves as well. Good researchers we need. Publishing is not where we should be stopping. Rather, how do we turn all of these ideas into business propositions? How do you commercialize all of these? I believe that's where the challenges are. And I believe that through our intentions, good wishes, and initiatives, things will be again back to normal, if I may say so. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thanks for participating, and we keep on doing all the good work. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dr. Ghosh. And I have seen Dr. Rashidul also here. Okay, sir. So all of you are here, and I must congratulate all of you participants to participate, the Myanmar, Vivekananda American University, and all the participants, that they have told that, yes, we want to participate. Even we don't have the paper, we want to participate. That is the enthusiasm in between them to learn that matter and listen to everybody. You will, I think you are surely gained some experience and knowledge how everybody is processing their research work and how they are maintaining their time in presentation, how they're presenting their themes. So you have an idea that how a good presentation will be. And of course, our keynote address, it is already, Professor Satish also told that Madam already clearly mentioned that research is not only a paper in the journal, it should come out in industry and for the benefit of the society. So we should think how we can adapt it and how we can implement it, and we should do research on that way. So in this award, I think anybody want to say something? So I would request one participant.
Sorry, I must mention one thing.
Yes, sir.
That not only the researchers, but also the organizers here played a real motivator's role. I have never seen, I have attended at least 1,000 national and international conferences. I have never seen the organizers say that you carry on, no tension is there. In physical sessions, what is going on? Everybody is saying that we are in a hurry. Please present in 2 minutes, and no recognition is there. The recognition also matters. So wonderful organizing and wonderful hostage by especially Dr. Sandeep Poddar and Dr. Abhijit Ghosh present here, and full team of Lincoln University, including the Honorable Vice Chancellor, so motivating that I know personally Dr. Sandeep Poddar even encouraged the researchers, please give your paper, and even on today itself they gave their abstract and it is there in the book. So amazing. This is my heartfelt expression. Very sorry to take your time, but this is my heartfelt submission. Thank you all.
Anybody anything want to say? Dr. Rashidul, you want to say something? I think no.
No. Yes.
Okay. So we think everybody has finished. We have finished come to the end of today's conference, and we will do some what you call open discussion session, lecture session for all of you, one by one. Our lecturers will deliver. Professor Dr. Osama, because we have not presented in this seminar, because we have opened this for international platform. So Dr. Ali, Dr. Osama, Dr. Ibrahim, Dr. Ghosh, everybody will present one by one, every day one session, around 30 minutes. So I request all of you to join with all of your students and to learn, that share and to know about their experience and share their views on their subject matter. So with this thing, I must thank all of you to present in this time. Even the break of Zoom was there. Still, we have 40 participants now. So this session also we have recorded and we will post it separately. Thank you and thanks again. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Sandeep.
Namaste.
Thank you
so much,
all.
Lincoln University.